Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Kingston businessman gunned down in Hanover. A 38-year-old businessman from Kingston 20 was shot dead Monday morning in Lucy, Hanover. He has been identified as Anthony Parkinson. Reports from the police are that shortly after 10 a.m., Parkinson was walking on the Lucy Main Road towards Seawall when he was reportedly ambushed by a man armed with a firearm. After being shot in his upper body, Parkinson ran onto the compound of a nearby service station where he collapsed. He was rushed to the Noel Holmes Hospital in the parish where he was pronounced dead. The shooter reportedly escaped on a motorcycle. The police said investigations are at an early stage and they are hoping that a breakthrough will be made soon. Westmoreland man gunned down in front of family. A construction worker was shot dead in front of his girlfriend and 8-year-old stepson along the Bath Main Road in Westmoreland on Monday afternoon. The deceased man has been identified as 31-year-old Carl Brown, a construction worker of Top Bath District, Savannah and Townhead Farm in the parish. Reports on the police are that about 12:45 p.m., Brown was driving a grey Nissan Windward motorcar accompanied by his girlfriend, another adult and an 8-year-old child, when a white Toyota Axio drove in front of them and blocked their path. The report said the passenger of the white Toyota Axio alighted from the vehicle and opened gunfire at the now deceased. Upon seeing what was happening, the male passenger of the Windward ran. However, he was chased by the lone gunman who opened fire at him. The man managed to elude the gunman and escape in a cane field. When the shooting subsided, Brown was found in the car suffering from gunshot wounds to his upper body. Brown was transported to the Savannah Hospital by residents, where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing, the police stated. South Manchester MP says roadworks are already underway following protests over bad roads. Member of Parliament for Southern Manchester, Robert Chin, says roadworks are underway and that it will cost some $2.4 billion to fix roads across the constituency. Mr. Chin was reacting to what he described as coordinated roadblock, which saw all roads leading to Cross Keys being affected. The protest resulted in classes being suspended at the Cross Keys High School yesterday as many students did not turn up for classes. He says patching has also begun and is expected to continue along a number of roadways.
I am aware that coordinated roadblocks took place on all the main roads leading into Cross Keys. Let me say that I do not respond to illegal activities, and in this situation, blocking the main thoroughfares. Illegal activities are matters for the police to address. What I do realize is that these persons are not interested in seeing the roads fixed. They are more interested in the excitement and causing more damage to the roadway and disrupting persons who are going about their lawful business. They already know that there are plans to carry out some roadworks in that area very, very soon. Thankfully, as early as 9:45 a.m., the NWA reported that the roads were cleared, but this was not before forcing the Cross Keys High School to suspend classes. Just last week, we started to patch the roadway from Newport heading in the direction of Pusey Hill, and we are scheduled to do some patching this week along the Restore to Pusey Hill Road, some of that same roadway that were blocked today. Further funds were allocated to carry out more roadworks in that area before the end of the year. I inherited the roads in the constituency in a very, very deplorable condition, and I reported in Parliament very recently that it will take approximately $2.4 billion to fix all the roads in the constituency. It cannot be done overnight, and certainly not in the 2 years that I have been elected. Work is being done, but it takes time and money to complete it.
School principal Paul Morgan said the decision to suspend classes was taken as only 75% of over 400 students turned up for classes. He said the institution sent home students as they are concerned that students would have been unable to get home from school.
Well, today at school, we only had 75 students turned up, and these were students in the environs, the community. Most of the students who come to that school are from outside of the community. They didn't turn up because they had challenges getting transportation to school because of the fact that the roads were blocked. I am learning that it may continue because we had to, in dialogue with our chairman of the Board of Management, we had to send home the students because we learned that somehow some aspects of the road have been cleared, but we're hearing on the ground that the protests will continue. And so we didn't want to have our students, at school somehow, and then eventually, and staff who braved coming through, and then end up having them to go back home having the challenge.
JAPS calls on Government and Security Minister to address wage issues. The Jamaica Association of Private Security JAPS is calling on the government, with National Security Minister Dr. Horace Strong, to address the issue that security guards continue to face in the sector. Around 15 members of the association gathered yesterday morning before the War Memorial Clock in Crossroad, Kingston, to protest numerous issues related to wages and benefits. Speaking in an interview with reporters, Vice President of the association, Cruz Murray, called on President of the Jamaica Society for Industrial Security, George Overton, to involve security guards in the negotiations on switching from independent contractors to employees. He said the issues at hand continue to impact how security guards carry out their jobs.
The protest today is about the court has handed down a ruling stating that security guards are no longer independent contractors, but they are employees. And from the 23rd of September, the ruling was made and security companies are not adhering to the rule. Well, I do understand that companies have to reassess their budget and see how best they can be able to afford, because they would have to go deeper in their pockets to pay for security. But I want the conversation to move just from the pay to another level where I think security guards need to get their benefits. We are not hearing anything, and we are calling on Mr. Overton to involve the security in the negotiation. One, I need to know about the statutory deduction, because a lot of security companies are charging 5% for NIS when it's supposed to be 2% from the employee and 3% from the company, and that's not been taking place. We need answers about that. Also, we need to hear on the uniforms. Is the companies now going to take the full blunt, giving security guards their proper gears to work with? About the health benefits, I need to hear the companies are talking about that. We're not hearing anything about that. Also, we need to move the conversation to another level where there are a lot of companies, security companies in Jamaica, who are not paying the rate that is stipulated by government, but at the same time they are awarded government contracts. I don't understand that, because the government is a body that regulates security companies, and they state that security guards are supposed to get their laundry allowance and the basic rate per hour. And you have a lot of companies who are not adhering to those rules. So, and at the same time, they are awarded with government contracts. I need answers on these things.
Bunting laments government's poor performance in containing crime as 2022 ends. As the year winds down, opposition spokesman on national security, Senator Peter Bunting, is lamenting that government's poor performance in containing crime and violence. This as he highlighted that over 1,200 murders committed since the start of the year. Speaking at a town hall meeting in Portmore St. Catherine on Sunday, MP Bunting said the government should hold itself accountable for the state of crime in the country. He said the government has failed miserably in containing crime and violence when compared to the last time the PNP was in office. Senator Bunting said the government claimed that the PNP is fertilizing crime is a means of escaping from keeping the promises they made. He reiterated a recent statement by fellow Senator Lambert Brown, who suggested that the Jamaica Labour Party was politicizing crime by announcing a crime plan at its annual conference later this month.
This year, there was 1,329 murders in Jamaica. 2 months to go, but already 1,329 murders in Jamaica. During the PNP's last term in office, at this point, we were never more than 1,000. They're already at 1,329. So it's more than 300 and odd additional murders every year under this administration, even though they promised you could sleep with your windows and doors open.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification